everyone. Welcome to Shift Happenz, week number 228.
Hey, before you get going, I just got to zoom in here just above Dr. Matt. There's there he is. There's Dr. Gonstead. Hey, Doc. Okay.
Hi, Dr. G.
There we go. Actually, if we can do this a little bit. Yeah, just your heads there. We're going to keep Dr. Gonstead in this one. What do you think?
Yeah.
Is that good?
Beautiful.
It's about lunchtime-ish, so he just got done with his
Do you know what it says above your left shoulder?
I don't know how to read.
What does it say?
It says Koca is cool.
Right on, baby. Okay, go ahead.
So this shift will be a story for you guys. It's about a practice member here, and she works at a
Local
health
facility
facility that begins with the first letter of the alphabet.
There you go.
Okay, so this young lady, as everybody in this building,
Let's make it a guy.
this young guy,
Yeah, guy.
this old guy,
Yeah, there you go.
this old guy works for this
And the
company.
facility begins with a Z.
Z.
Okay.
Okay, so the last letter of the alphabet.
Yes.
Okay.
Matt knows his alphabet.
Everybody, round of applause for Matt.
Hey!
Did Tori teach you that?
You knew that if it was only going to be us doing it, he would
Oh,
actually talk more than if he was actually in
Well,
the
of
shit.
course,
Yeah.
because the background is so.
So there's an old guy, Marty, that works at the zoo. Continue.
So Marty, as 2 years ago, it was mandatory that this whole company that began with a Z, that they had to get the flu shot.
Zoo, we know now. Come on.
You can say the zoo.
I can say zoo.
You can say zoo.
Oh, I like that zoo.
Okay.
So at the zoo, every member that works there, and Marty was one of those that had to get a flu shot because it was absolutely mandatory. Otherwise, they would essentially lose their jobs. So
And then we'll be able to feed the animals.
exactly.
Does he work in the rainforest or the jungle?
It's actually
No,
the
dome.
The
Big
dome.
dome.
The
Big
desert
desert dome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Downing creatures of the night?
We gotta be downstairs. Yeah.
That
Marty's
smells
downstairs.
down there. You ever been down there?
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. Anyway, go ahead.
So anyway, so Marty that works downstairs with the white alligators at the bottom of the desert dome.
There's white ones down there?
Yes. Marty had a lovely reaction to the flu shot. And
Now, but this was an evidence-based,
absolutely
peer-reviewed,
Yes.
scientifically enforced,
safe
flu shot.
flu shot.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So,
100%
for
safe.
our followers out there, our evidence-basers,
What's up, East Coast?
well, he's on the West Coast too, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So
He
there's-
sent my wife a scolding message the other day. It was so funny.
anyway, Marty, back to Marty, Marty the zookeeper. Marty had a lovely reaction to this, and for 3 months.
Now, how do you know it was related to?
Okay, let me put it this way.
Because
That-
97% of the time and 40% of the people, it works 10% of the time.
Exactly. That's
That's the
I'm gonna
math.
put that on this.
okay.
Yes.
So within 24 hours of receiving said flu shot, Marty had a full body rash, massive fever, headaches, and basically vomiting for the next 2 weeks.
Okay, but now the evidence basers would say that it could have been
could have been.
worse had he not gotten
Exactly.
the
Marty
shot.
never got the shot.
Okay.
Could have been worse.
I mean, that's like buying a lottery ticket yesterday and winning the lottery tomorrow. It's
So
Yeah.
this was 2 years ago. Marty got this.
okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So for months, Marty had a very hard time, struggled with work, hours, focus, everything. And so last year, Marty again, it was mandatory that the zoo, that everybody gets a flu shot. And Marty fought tooth and nail to not get it. So instead, they gave Marty the flu mist. Can't make this stuff up.
Mist, is that like
The flu mist. You know, that little-
complimentary?
Yeah,
Like after a hot shave?
yeah, it's kind of one of those.
Mm.
So Marty had another fantastic reaction to the stuff that was in the flu mist.
Evidence-based, peer-reviewed for evidence basers.
And so this year again, now 2014, Marty mandatory get the flu shot again, or the flu mist, and she's already had the he already had the flu shot and had a massive awful reaction. He had the flu mist, had a awful reaction last year, and so what they're going to do now is they're going to give Marty half a flu shot.
So they'll only have half the reaction.
Half of the reaction.
Oh, okay. That makes
I wish
sense.
that's what would have happened.
So, Marty, within 48 hours of getting said half flu shot, he sent me pictures of the inflammation that ballooned up in his arm that began very small where the injection site was to the size of a softball. Marty said that this was still the worst he has ever felt. He continues to have awful fevers, headaches, Raynaud's, if you guys want to look that one up. That's a fun
She
little
basically
one.
can't feel her fingers.
No.
And also
And
has,
He can't feel his
he can't
fingers.
feel her fingers.
Or toes.
And has a ton of swelling behind the ears.
And since said flu shot 2 years ago, he has 2 golf balls like right here that are swollen in the back of his head.
So basically, instead of having a little bit of an upset stomach, a high temperature, and feeling crappy for about a day and a half, he now has pain everywhere all the time.
Constantly.
So,
Awesome.
so question, because obviously in the recording of this, we're just hearing the story about it. What did he say to the individuals that at the zoo that injected him with this toxic thing?
Marty tells them that this flu has absolute crap in it, and I have a mass reaction every time.
And what do the administrators of this toxin say?
The zoo says that it is mandatory. You need to get one of these, otherwise you will be terminated.
So and seriously,
Dead serious.
it's an either or reaction, because get the toxin and possibly.
Oh! I totally forgot about this part. 4 days after said flu shot, the half flu shot this time, she felt so awful on a Sunday night.
He felt so awful.
He felt so. I just say Marty. Marty felt so awful on Sunday night that Marty called 911 and was escorted to the emergency room by ambulance
At his own
at
expense.
his own expense.
From the free flu shot from the zoo.
The free flu shot.
The free
So here's
half,
what-
the
now-
free half flu
Now,
shot.
and I would just like to say this because I know that we're going to get some people that maybe will send us a message and tell us this isn't a chiropractic argument. And it's not a chiropractic argument.
It's not. No.
It's a humanitarian argument. And so for those that are sitting at home thinking, and they're, this isn't a chiropractic, and I agree, it's not a chiropractic argument. What this is a common sense discussion that we're having. Now, to those that like to make up names and send us messages, common sense to them is non-existence.
See.
So, make sure you watch 228. But I want them to be aware. This is more of like be aware, because there is part of our profession that feels that it's okay to support such a thing. And I'm not saying right or wrong, support, don't support. But what I think you need is before that you're promoting putting a toxin into the body, you might want to think about it. Because I'm going to go on the record saying, and the adjustment is not going to make the flu go away. Just so before you send me a message, all right, Mike Price at gmail.com or Matthew.Francor at gmail.com.
The Nerve Supply Guy, www.podomatic.com/Nerve Supply Guy. Check out my podcast, totally free, 30 minutes of fun-filled chiropractic.
You can send him messages. So before you tell us that we're clowns and dog and pony show, what we're saying is
Education before vaccination.
thank you.
And I would like to add one thing too.
Yes, please, Nurse Supply Guy.
So these flu shots are evidence-based. However, when people walk through a line, like cattle, and they shoot them up with this flu vaccine, they are not taking blood samples and figuring out what antibodies are low to match that antibody with the shot, nor are they figuring out what that count of antibody is. Because I know I'm 6'6", and Ruth, who is 5'1", is going to get the same exact flu shot as I am.
So
And she's obviously in much better shape than you.
obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah,
So
as
there's
you
a
know.
foot and a half difference between
Yeah.
you two, and probably 150 pounds,
Yeah.
but you still have to get the same jump.
It-
Same thing as a 400-pound man.
The-
So you get the same.
The concept behind it is good, but the method is flawed. Because if you're going to do something like that, it should be scientific, which means not evidence-based. It should make common sense and it should work with physiology, which, as you know, is completely different every human being across the board. The other
I believe,
thing,
isn't science mean knowledge?
yeah,
Okay.
knowledge.
Okay.
That drives me nuts. I really don't understand what this whole evidence-based thing is behind these deals.
We got anything else?
Sorry, Marty. We apologize because this.
Give your
should've happened.
link again, Sean, so that they can send it to you instead of us.
Keep talking.
Yes, www.podomatic.com/nerve supply guy. The guy that does the voiceover sounds amazing. I mean, he must just look absolutely handsome.
See you next week.